I've got 5 cool game dev project ideas, so no matter what your current level is, you can make something from this video, like this adventure game completely in the console, and for all of them I will give you full guidance. Yes, you, if you are just a C++ beginner, you can still learn how to make this adventure game in the console with the steps I will give you. The only way to learn programming is to practice. You will never learn to code well by reading about design patterns and coding architecture. The only way to get better at coding is by making projects. We start with this adventure game in the console. This is not only easier than you think, but it is actually a super good project for you to do if you are just a beginner. The fact that you are not using a real graphics library means two things. First, it's super easy and familiar to you. It's just the console. But second, because you are not drawing in a conventional way, you will need to think outside the box and solve things on your own. A 2D library gives you a ton of features that you might take for granted, but here, you need to think on your own how to do many things. And like, come on, tell me this game doesn't inspire you to code. Don't worry, you are not on your own. First, you can check some console game tutorials from JVDX9, like this Tetris game. I also prepared for you some starting code. You can find a repo in the description that has 3 files. First one is a setup that allows you to draw to the screen and get input. I know it uses some scary Windows.h features, but don't worry, you don't actually need to understand how they work. Like these lines, just make the console redraw from the top of the console. That's all, nothing fancy, you can just collapse this code and not care about it. And the code is all commented. And then I also have a setup that allows you to draw with color and a full snake game example in the console. Start with following some JVDX9 tutorial, then make a snake game on your own. And then, try make this cool RPG game. And if you think of a feature that you don't know how to add, like how to set the console window at a fixed size, don't just remain stuck. Search online or ask ChatGPT. But if this was cool and easy, wait until you see project idea number 2, where we are going to draw real graphics on the screen, and I will once again guide you exactly how to skip the hard part of setting up a 2D rendering library. Before I reveal the second project, we need to talk about a concept I created, called the skill scaling project. You need to be making projects to evolve, but some projects are better than others. A skill scaling project is a project that has many features you can add to it. And super importantly, all of these features cover a wide range of difficulty levels. A snake game is not a skill scaling project because you don't really have much to add to it. But that console RPG game absolutely is a skill scaling project, because there is so much stuff you can add to it. The secret for you to evolve is for you to challenge yourself with something hard, not too hard that it becomes impossible, but not easy either. This is how you evolve. While making the console RPG game, if you get stuck, you can add some simple things, like maybe add random decorations in the world, but if you feel ready, you can implement harder things, like enemies. Basically, you always have something perfect for you to work on. And so, my favorite skill scaling project is Terraria. You start with just placing a single block on the screen, and then multiple blocks, and then a camera. And then, before you know it, you are doing harder stuff like world gen, physics, or some simple stuff like enemies. Now, in order to draw stuff on the screen, you need a 2D drawing library like raylib, and linking libraries in C++ is annoying, and I don't think a beginner should mess with it at this level. You have to learn it eventually, but for now, if you are making your first 2D game, just watch this video. I basically prepared some setups, including a raylib setup that you can just download and use to completely skip the linking process. I know you might want to learn it, but trust me, learn it later, once you get some more C++ experience. I also have a simple raylib C++ tutorial to get you started, and once you complete it, you can start making the Terraria clone. Keep things simple, don't over-engineer your code, and implement things one step at a time. You want to draw a block on the screen, think of the simplest way to do it. Do not create a block struct, a map struct, and a rendering struct. Just draw the block on the screen. Then add the block struct, then add the map, and so on, step by step. Also super important, don't make a chunk system, unless you want an infinite world. Before I move to project 3, if you want some help directly from me, you can also check the first thing in the description, which is my game dev course for beginners. I basically show you how to make Terraria in 6 hours of planned and edited video content, and with 50 plus guided challenges for you to practice. Now, project 3 is a mini game engine, and I'm not saying the word mini lightly here. After making the Terraria clone, you may want to learn OpenGL to be able to make 3D games. Well, basically, in the process of learning OpenGL, everyone is making a mini game engine. Like you make a project, and as you learn new OpenGL topics, you add those things to the project until it grows into a mini game engine, where you can draw objects with various shaders and materials. Now if you want to learn OpenGL, I have this video that is basically a full roadmap. And as for this project, there is one big pitfall. People like to over-abstract OpenGL way too much, and this is not a good idea. First of all, we are just learning OpenGL, so your abstractions will suck. And also, OpenGL is not a good thing to abstract in general, because OpenGL has a lot of global things. Any random abstraction you will make will have hidden side effects, so just keep this simple. Like have some simple shader struct, some simple texture struct, some simple way to render models, don't make a complex model manager, and keep the rendering function as one big function. You will only see how this helps you once you get to implement advanced OpenGL things, so you will have to trust me on this one until then. But with your new 3D coding skills, it's time for Project 4, making Minecraft in C++. This was my favorite project. It should come as no surprise that Minecraft is a skill scaling project in the same way that Terraria is. But making Minecraft is not just Terraria but in 3D. There are some new, unique challenges, like making the chunk system, making lights, or transparency. Some of them are easy, while some are harder. But again, just take things step by step. Start with a block, then a chunk, then multiple chunks, and so on. I worked a ton on my Minecraft project, and I enjoyed it a lot, so I have this video where I give you the technical details I learned over the years. But please don't add multiplayer if this is your first multiplayer game, it's way too hard. Which gets us into Project 5, making a multiplayer game. Multiplayer is hard sometimes, but not always, and it's also super rewarding. Like imagine making a game that you can play with your friends. Minecraft in particular is super hard to make multiplayer, but making a simple 2D shooter game on the other hand is quite easy. There is this tutorial series by Users Game that is very nice, and that's where I learned multiplayer from. It uses a library called inet that is nice, and I already have it configured in the setups I talked about earlier. If you think this video was valuable, please do me a favor and help me get to 100,000 subs by subscribing and sharing this video. Also, if you want to make games in C++ but don't know how to start, I made what I think is the best C++ game dev course for beginners. Most courses just live code, but I on the other hand spend a ton of time planning, scripting, recording and editing the course, so you get the best explication possible with 6.5 hours of video content. And you know how you follow a tutorial but you can't do it on your own after? This will not happen with my course, because you get 50 plus guided challenges, so one for almost every lesson to do on your own. This means you can't just watch the tutorial and copy paste my code. You actively need to code and think for yourself. You just need beginner to intermediate C++ experience, and after the course, I can confidently say you will be able to make a full game in C++ using raylib. And I also cover some bonus details like CMake, Git, and publishing on Steam. Check the first thing in the description, and it might have a special discount. See you there.